All right, hi, welcome back to Chinese Zero to Hero. So in this video or in this live stream, if you're watching this on YouTube, we're going to look at the plural form of pronouns like nimen, 我们, tamen, etc. All right, so let's start with 我们. 我们 simply means us or we, right? So you, depending on your Chinese level, if you're already kind of progressed kind of far, you might have seen this word 咱们. Right, 咱们 will be introduced in HSK4 lesson 3, whereas 我们 is already introduced in HSK1 lesson 11. We're gonna do a quick comparison. Well, 我们和咱们, what's the difference, right? 我们 can include the listener or exclude the listener, right? So when I say 我们, it can be you and I, or it can be just we and my friends and not you, right? So 我们 can be in both these senses, whereas 咱们can only include the inclusive sense. So 咱们 is always going to be you, including the listener, right? So when I say 咱们 do something, then that means I want you to do with me, right? So that's 咱们. And that's the difference between 我们 and 咱们, right? 我们 can exclude you or include you, but 咱们 is always including you. Right? So that's the difference. But you don't have to know that in HSK1. That's going to be coming up in HSK4. All right, so let's take a look at 4 example sentences. 老师教我们汉语. 老师教我们汉语. That means the teacher is teaching us Chinese. So here in my slide, you can see the Chinese characters right here. And then you can see the pinyin right here in slashes. Slashes mean that this is a phonetic transcription, right? So slashes mean this is how you're supposed to say it, right? And then the next line here is a gloss, G-L-O-S-S, gloss. Gloss is a literal word-by-word translation. So each word corresponds to a pinyin word right here. So teacher, teach us Chinese, right? This way you understand the meaning of each individual word. And finally, we have an English translation of the whole sentence just so that you understand the whole phrase. Right? In case I don't cover, in case I'm not mentioning the translation, you can refer to the translation over here, the gloss over here, and the pinyin over here. 我们晚上一起吃饭好吗？我们晚上一起吃饭好吗？ Can we have dinner tonight? Right. So this Q over here is a question marker. Right? Question marker. So that is the ma right here, right? So ma is a question marker. 我们晚上一起吃饭好吗？这个地方我们去过很多次。这个地方我们去过很多次。This CL is referring to this 个 right here. 个。这个地方 CL stands for classifier or measure word. Right? Measure word. Linguistically, we usually refer to it as classifier because it's just more generic across languages. But in the Chinese context, we can think of the classifier as measure word. All right, so 这个地方我们去过很多次. This place we have been to many times. And 你们 means you, plural. So this men over here is a plural marker, as you can figure out. Plural marker. 你们. Just notice that there is no such thing as 你们. Okay, you might have learned this particle, this pronoun before. 您 is the formal version of 你. 你们 doesn't exist, okay, in Chinese. Just remember that. 你们, we don't say 你们, we say 你们. 你们. All right, let's take a look at some example sentences for 你们. 你们的书在桌子上. 你们的书在桌子上. Your book or books in Chinese do not have plural marker for nouns, so it can be book or books. Right? 你们的书在桌子上. 你们的书在桌子上. 老师让你们复习生词. All right, this 你们 over here is the object of the sentence. So as you can see, 你们 can be either the the object of this and the subject of the sentence or the object of the sentence, right? So in Chinese, as you might have figured out by now, do not really inflect, right? So we do not distinguish we and us. So 你们 can be either the subject or the object, doesn't matter, right? 老师让你们复习生词. The teacher asks you to review the new words. 老师让你们复习生词. 你们去上海玩得开心吗? You go Shanghai, play the happy cue, right? This the over here is a conjunction between the verb right here, one verb, and the adjective, right? So you're going to learn that in HSK2, right? So this is HSK1, but just to know that the over here is a connector between the verb and the adjective, right? So this one is the verb, and the 开心 is the adjective. 开心 means happy. So did you play very happily, right? So 玩得开心吗? 玩得开心吗? Right? 你们去上海玩得开心吗? Just know that 你们 is you. 你们家的猫很可爱. 你们家 is your home or your family, right? 你们家的猫 is the cat in your home or in your family. 你们家的猫很可爱. You can also add a 的 here if you want. 你们的家的猫 literally, right? But usually we just say 你们家的猫, not that 你们的家的猫. 你们家的猫很可爱. The cat in your home is very cute, right? Or simply your cat is very cute. 你们家的猫很可爱. And moving on, tamen means they, right? So in Chinese, we have two third-person singular pronouns. There's ta and ta. We think of them as the same pronoun when we're speaking, but when we're writing, we distinguish these two. So really, in Chinese, there's only one third-person singular pronoun, that is ta. We do not differentiate the genders. But some clever guy figured that, when we are writing, we should imitate the Indo-European languages, so we can have grammatical gender, so we can have less ambiguity. So we were like, okay, fine, let's just write them in our writing. Let's distinguish that in the writing, kind of like he and she, right? He and she. But really, when we're speaking, when we're thinking, we don't really think about genders when we use pronouns. Unlike in English, so that's why when I speak English, oftentimes I get he and she mixed up. So tamen is they, right? So tamen can be either just the masculine gender or mixed genders, right? But if you want to refer to a group of women, you can use tamen like this, right? Tamen. Pronounced exactly the same. Again, in speech, we do not distinguish the genders, but when we write, this tamen can be either masculine or mixed, but this tamen is only a group of women, okay? All right, so moving on, let's take a look at some examples. 我们和他们都住在同一个城市. 我们和他们都住在同一个城市. We and they, us both live in the same city, right? We and them, 我们和他们, 我们和他们都住在同一个城市. We all live in the same city. 他们在叫我们. So this 在 over here, 在 is a progressive marker. So progressive is like the English ing right here, right? So that's why it says prog right here. It is progressive. They, progressive, call us. 他们在叫我们. 他们在叫我们. Yeah, so last time when I recorded, my microphone was disconnected, but just ignore this. 我给他们打电话了. I gave them a call. I to them. 我给他们. 我给他们. So this 给 here means to, right? 给 means to. 我给他们打电话了. I gave them a call. Right? This word 打电话 means to make a call. This 打. You can think of this 打 as meaning make. right? 打电话 is to make a call. Literally is hit the phone, but in English we call it a make a call, right? So I called them. 我给他们打电话了. I called them. And the le over here is a perfective marker. You're gonna learn that in HSK3 in more detail, but just for now, you know that le is marking the completion of an action because you already finished the call. I called them, right? So that means the action is completed. So we use the le particle over here. 我给他们打电话了. And next sentence is 我们和他们都住在同一个城市. We and them both live at the same city. 我们和他们都住在同一个城市. 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 Same one counter city. So again, this CL is classifier. So 同一个 is the same. 同一个同一个 same one classifier. 同一个 city. All right, so that concludes our first HSK1 appendix grammar lesson. So this A stands for appendix. HSK1 grammar 8.01. The reason I'm doing these lessons again is because after comparing our HSK1 course, the grammar points that we've covered, and the official grammar, the HSK1 curriculum, which is public way back in the days. Now there's like a new HSK curriculum that's coming out that might eventually replace this existing curriculum. But I'm referring to the really old HSK curriculum that came out in the 2010s, right? So after comparing that, we discovered that the textbook that we have used, the HSK standard textbooks, is covering most of the grammar points, but is missing a few that's mentioned in the curriculum. I think it's worthwhile to kind of really cover the missed ones, even though they're not really in the textbook. And some of the grammar points are quite interesting, and you're going to see that in the videos that are coming up.